Yo, episode 2, we're back. I'm about to show you guys how to get the ribs up on the grill with the rib tips, of course. Also, how to maintain your fire. What do you need and what temperature should you be cooking at to make your spare ribs and rib tips? I'm going to touch on all of that today, and we're going to see the finished product. So go ahead and get ready. We're about to get started. Here we go. Needless to say, I added a few more pieces to our mix, just so they can look good when they come off the grill. You know how that goes. But we about to get down. Okay, here we go, you guys. All right, first let's start off with the fire. The fire is very important. When you're dealing with wood and when you're dealing with smoking meats, your heat is gonna make a difference between you searing or something like that, or grilling. As far as barbecue, which is actually smoking. So let me get you guys a little education right now. Barbecue is considered smoking meats. You're using indirect heat and not direct fire. Once you're using direct fire, you are grilling. Please remember that next time you decide to take these ribs that you have and put them on top of a fire. Don't do that. You're gonna burn your ribs and you miss out on the cooking. That is smoke is really getting to me right now. So let's get to it right now, okay? All right, now first, I'm going to show you where I'm at. So right now, I'm probably at a temp of maybe around 400 degrees. I'm going to lower it down. I'm going to add some wood to it, okay? So normally what you can do, maybe you go to your local hardware store. They have these here. These are wood chunks. This is not a stick burning grill, so I don't use stick burners. This is my Rebel Ranch kettle. So I'm not using stick burners right now. Not yet. Stay tuned. But with that being said, I could use a stick, but no need. That's a lot of smoke. So what I'm doing is I'm mixing it up. A little hickory and a little apple wood. And once you get that fire nice and hot, you're gonna place those wood chunks in there. I got a nice good amount of them. So we'll get them in there. We'll get them smoking. Get them moving. And then I'm gonna place my grate back on top of the fire. Because at this point, it's ready to cook. All right? Close it up. And right now, I'm just gonna let that do its thing. I'm gonna let it burn some of that wood in, get some good smoke out so I can get a clean smoke. So remember what you need for your clean smoke. If you don't know, I'm gonna tell you, okay? For a clean smoke, when you smoke these ribs, or when you smoke anything, you don't want to be able to see your smoke. You see it now because it's just burning the wood right now, and you're gonna get that white smoke. What you want to see come out of your smokestack or out of your dampeners is a blue, clear smoke. So it might be kind of blue, and it's gonna be clear. You should be able to see right through it. The only time you can really see it is if you're really looking for it. So your smoke, when you're smoking your meats, you're smoking clean. If your smoke is blue and see-through, remember that for next time, okay? All right, next, I'm gonna put it right on the grill. Peace. All right, here we go. So now, as you can see, the smoke is not as white as when I last talked to you. So now you're getting a clear blue smoke coming out of the fire. This is a really good fire, and it's burning really hot. So when I normally do my ribs, I burn hot. I start off hot, and then I end off low. So let's go ahead and put these on, all right? So with that being said, we're gonna start with my St. Louis cut spare ribs. Remember what I taught you about the St. Louis cut? First episode 1, the prep. All right, St. Louis cut. I basically cut off the rib tip portion, and I left you with the straight cut. Now I didn't really trim it as much as because I like the extra meat portions of the rib. So I'm gonna throw that on. And I don't know if you noticed, but down here in my grill, I have 2 pans with water in them. Those are called drip pans. So what's happening is, instead of giving me a dry smoke, it's gonna give me a nice, humid, wet smoke that's gonna go take that the seasonings and the steam and go back into the food. Excuse me. This helps with tenderness as well. So instead of having a real dry smoke and dry meat, you get some moisture deep down inside this grill that helps with the cooking and smoking process. So we're gonna throw these on. Bam! Look at that. Ready for some love out here. Okay. So I added 3 more because I had to add 3 more. It just looks better when you open it back up. Right. So I'm gonna put these on here. How you place them is not as important as where you place them. So fire's there, meat's here over the drip pans. Now, meaty, juicy rib tips. Remember what I told you about those? This is your loin, okay? We're gonna throw these on. Put it right next to it. We're gonna let these do their thing. They're gonna catch some of that smoke. They're gonna get nice, good heat, good smoky flavor. I'm gonna keep that dampener right in the middle at the top, so we don't over fire them, hit them with heat. We just give them a nice good 350 degrees on this one and let them do their thing for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, and they'll be ready. So I'll see you soon. Back again. All right, here we go. Now we're about the halfway point right now to cook. This is around the time where I do not do sauce. I know you love sauce. You love it. You're used to it. You're used to sauce being on your barbecue. It's okay. But no. Good barbecue doesn't require sauce at all. Some people are just so used to barbecue sauce that they tend to rely on it even when they don't need it. But I venture you to try something else. So check this out. So what I have here is a bit of a glaze, okay? This is a glaze, it's a whiskey-based glaze. I use some Japanese whiskey and I put it in a pot. I reduce it down with some balsamic vinegar, brown sugar, and a few other things. I'll keep it a secret, but you can use your imagination. Use a few things: orange juice, apple juice, salt, brown sugar, honey, syrup, some seasonings like garlic and thyme, and reduce it down. Butter, reduce it down some more, so you can give a nice, almost creamy-like texture, but not quite creamy. You still want it kind of au jus-like, okay? So just to let you know, this is a whiskey glaze. I'm gonna mop. Oh yeah, didn't tell you. We mop our food over here, all right? So get you a mop at the store, it works. So we're gonna mop our ribs and our rib tips with this beautiful glaze. So check this out. Get you one dip. You're gonna let that drip down on there like that. And then just mop. Make sure you grab the sides with it. It's gonna give it very good coloration as well. And then also keeps it shiny and beautiful and not dried out. So by the time I take these off, you won't have your dried out set of ribs. You have your really good, nice, shiny, great coloration. A little smoked paprika can help with the coloration of your ribs as well in your glaze. So smoked paprika gives it a reddish tint. And sorry about that. Smoked paprika gives it a reddish tint, and that will do the trick. Place that right there. Make sure that you get both sides, okay? So we're gonna turn them over. Look at the difference in the color. I'm not sure, you probably can't see it, but if I can bring you closer, look at the difference in the coloration. That's gonna be a huge, huge difference in the end, okay? All right, so we flip them over. This is a really good one right here. All right, and then we're gonna go ahead and do this side as well. mopping on right here. It's funny whenever I start filming, all the noise in the neighborhood wants to start happening. It's weird. All right. And so a lot of people do this with sauce. They get their sauce and they put it right here. Me, I think the sauce takes away from the flavor that I already put on the meat. The glazed concoction that I made actually complements the flavor I put in because I use a lot of the same seasoning and I put it in the glaze. So a lot of the same seasoning I might have used for the dry rub for the ribs, I use for the glaze as well. And it evens it out and it enhances the flavor, and I also add a lot more sugar. And oh, notice that the smoke is not as heavy. Remember that part? So I'm gonna keep them upside down like this. I wanna let that other half get some of the smoke. Get that in. Notice I still got notice this at the bottom here. I'm gonna bring you closer again. If you notice, the drip pan down there is getting more dripping from the ribs. So that's good. All right. All right, so that's that for that part. So we're gonna let this cook a little longer, maybe for another hour or so, and then they'll be ready to come off. Yeah, the finished product. So you saw how it was made. I got the glaze left over, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna cut that. We're gonna cut the rib tips and the ribs up and mop them with some more glaze, and you have your finished product of your spare ribs and your rib tips. I did post a quick bites episode before episode 1 debuted, so I suggest you guys catch that out so you can learn how to cut or slice your rib tips and your ribs. And that will be all today. I appreciate you guys. See y'all in the next episode. Peace.